This is KCBD News Channel 11 at 10.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us.
Tonight, piles of snow lurk at every major corner as Winter Storm Goliath continues to leave reminders across the city of Lubbock. And now, for the first time since this blizzard hit, we are hearing from Lubbock City Manager James Loomis.
KCBD News Channel 11 investigative reporter Shaley spoke to him today about how he thinks the city handled this historic winter storm.
If you had to give the city a grade on how they handled this giant snowstorm, what would you give the city?
I personally would give the city an A.
James Loomis is the city manager of Lubbock and charged with overseeing the day-to-day operations of the city. He is the highest paid employee, bringing in $250,000 a year. Quincy White, the deputy city manager and second in command, brings in nearly $190,000.
Now I'll tell you why I give the city an A. I lived on the Illinois-Wisconsin border for 7.5 years of my life. The event that we just had was a normal event there. In that part of the country, cities have more equipment to take care of things. But in Lubbock, we think things come and go. They don't come and go. This event had to happen. We had to react to it afterwards, not during. If you react during the event, you're just wasting your time because snow's coming down, wind is blowing, etc. And once we react with the equipment we have and the personnel we have. I can tell you that many people had many sleepless nights staying up trying to take care of this situation.
We heard that you and Quincy were out of town.
I was.
During this snowstorm. What was your role, I guess, as you were gone? I
have a mother who is in a facility in Florida, and that's where I was. And obviously the trip was planned way ahead of time. My role was to keep informed, and I did keep informed while I was away. And if anybody needed any advice, I give advice from a distance.
I know that there were people that were on 12-hour shifts.
Mm-hmm.
You guys had people that were here just constantly. Right. Did you guys have conference calls? Were you guiding people? Who was,
no.
I guess, kind of leading all of this?
During the storm, Mark Yearwood, an assistant city manager, was in charge, and Mark Yearwood did yeoman's job. We have an emergency operations center that has individuals in there making the determinations on how and what and when and why and where to dispatch the services and the equipment that we have to use. And I think they did a bang-up job.
Had you been here, do you think you would have done things differently?
No, absolutely not. We have to work with what we have, and all we have is personnel and the limited amount of equipment that we have.
We asked who was in charge of approving the city manager and the deputy city manager's time off. The mayor told us Loomis approves his own time off as well as the deputy city managers. Today, we drove several city roads to see just how much snow was left. You can see some lanes are still blocked by piles of snow.
In every city in the United States that has snow, you'll find that. You have that. It takes time. We can't move that because there's nowhere to move it.
We've received so many emails, and I'm sure the city has
Sure.
too, about just how dangerous these roads were and not having the equipment to clear the roads. I mean, it's now 10 days, and there's still, like we just mentioned, some snow on the roads.
There's very little out there. Very little. I've driven this city almost every street. Very little. And I can't imagine people expecting it to be absolute, total bare concrete or asphalt. I can't imagine that. Not this late in the game.
Shaley Sanders, KCBD News Channel 11.
For a look at the entire interview with James Loomis, just log on to our website at kcbd.com.